Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We turn our attention now to road safety issues. We're joined now by the Court Marshal and Chief Executive of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Mr. Boboye Oyeyemi. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Good morning.
How is the office now?
We give thanks to God. So far, so good. We're trying our best.
Anyway, you've been there. So, what kind of measures have you put in place now?
The first thing was to review the ongoing programs. I've been part and parcel of it. So, it's not for us to start all over. It's to sustain what we've commenced over the years and build on it. And also, for example, now we have activated the penalty point system for road traffic offenders and also the offline tickets and the speed limiting devices and the campaign as part the reduction of fatalities for 50%. And also, part of the program is to increase the workstations of the driver's license. Presently, it's about 140, and before the end of the year, we should be having 200 workstations. And the process, and again, the visibility of the car on the highways, and the zebras, the rescue ambulance points, to ensure that we are more proactive to comply with the WHO standard of 15 minutes response to crash sites. In Abuja, we've achieved about 12 minutes, and I think with the support of the public, we should be able to do better. So we're fully on course, and we believe that the target set for the year, from the data we have seen, we should be able to meet up with the expectations.
Okay. I know that there'll be lots of people who will send a tweet, a question or two, asking you one or two things about their experience on the roads, either with officials of the Corps or maybe with the roads. But let's speak up on this speed limit which you talked about. What exactly have you put in place about that one? If you look at the 2013 annual reports of the Corps, the speed violation and speed-related crashes was about 39%, and the loss of control about 16%. If you add these two together, it's about 55% of the causes of road traffic crashes. And if you look at the World Remembrance Day for road traffic crash victims for this year, speed was the focus by the United Nations. And for the UN Decade of Action for Road Safety 2011 to 2020, the 4 key points, cardinal points: speed is the first one, followed by the seat belts, use of phone while driving, and drunk driving. So, and again, with the enforcement, with the improved road network gradually, we see that, like we admitted, observed increase in crashes due to the rehabilitation of roads. So the only way for us to meet the 2007 Accra Declaration of 2007 to 2015 is to 50% fatality is speed EU. UN Decade of Action is on speed. So the best thing is the other practices all over the world is to compare a policy evolution one, then standard organizations approval for the standards of the devices to be installed to cut down the speed. Once you can cut down the speed, I think we're okay. Are we installing any device yet anywhere? No, in vehicles. And there are 2 types now. You know, vehicles are more of mechatronics nowadays. The first one now is we got the approval after the policy with the Standard Organization of Nigeria. They have approved the standards of the devices. That's what they call the speed governors in the vehicles, is to cut down the speed no matter how you accelerate. When you get to the set limit, no matter how you accelerate, you cannot exceed that. With that, for example, on the expressway, for a car, the maximum speed limit is 100. So if you have a speed governor installed in the car, no matter how you accelerate, cannot exceed that. Once we can cut down the speed, I think we're on course. And it's of 2 ways. The other one is to program for some trucks, some vehicles now, because that's why it's mechatronics. You bring the equipment and program and lock the speed that you cannot exceed this. So in August, all the stakeholders have already signed a memorandum of understanding, agreed to. Initially, I wanted it to be 1st of January, but they asked for extension of time. But 1st of June 2015, we commenced the enforcement of the certification of the speed limiting devices, phase 1 commercial vehicles. That means we're talking about buses, trucks, trailers, tankers, and high-capacity buses. If you look at crashes,
55% of those crashes involve passengers. So you must preserve the lives. So it's no more, the focus now is to save a life. When you save a life, you have saved your own life. For you to save a life, that means your own life is already secure. So we need to cut down the speed. That is the ultimate. By 1st of June, even at the stakeholders sensitization program yesterday, everybody agreed that we should go ahead. They commended the call. The federal government has endorsed this. And I think we go on full blast. So from now till June, we continue with the sensitization. We flagged it off yesterday in Abuja. Then nationwide, we're going to do this, and the final one in Lagos again. But we believe that we need to raise the level of awareness.
All right.
You said something about the points punishment, something about
penalty point system.
Penalty point system.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to ask you about the speed monitor. Is it going to be installed willingly?
Well, if
Before
all the
we'll still
stakeholders
talk
have
about the
signed,
point system.
whether you like it or not, phase 1 commercial vehicles, you must. The law is already there. It's not a new law. And we just want to save the lives of road users. So in developed countries, you have this already. In African countries, we already have it. Of the UN report for this year, only Kenya was mentioned. Nigeria was not mentioned because we've not been seen to have taken any proactive action in cutting down the speed. Okay. In the UN publication for World Remembrance Day, only Kenya was mentioned of all the African countries. South Africa have just introduced it now. Tanzania, Uganda, you have it. Even in Ghana there. So we are behind as per the UN declaration. So we just need to do all what it takes for us to move on. Okay. And so on the penalty point system, if you look at the ticket, the citation being given to road traffic offenders, there are points for each offense. For example, dangerous driving is about 10 points. Hospital rejection is 10 points, and driver's license, number plate violation, wrongful overtaking, speed violations, different points are appropriated. So the issue is that if you're given a citation, you have a point. And the maximum, if you accumulate 21 points, is a problem. So if you accumulate between 10 to 14 points, you get a warning. And you go back, you are referred back to FRSC for driver's education. If you accumulate 15 to 20 points, your license will be suspended for 3 months. And with the biometrics now, you can't go back for any license. Then if you accumulate 21 points over a period, then your license is suspended for 1 year. Okay. That means you cannot drive.
Would that
this is part of the measures, to inculcate a safe road culture. When you know your license is confiscated, is seized, or you are suspended, the implication is that you cannot drive. So if you're a commercial driver or a driver engaged by an organization and your license is suspended, you cannot drive. You're out of job. And we've already concluded plans with the NIA. We've had a meeting with the Nigerian Insurance Association. So with that, there's a synergy already going on with all the key stakeholders in respect of it. So if I ask you to go for driver's education, you don't go. Now we're no more using longhand in booking offenders. We are using tablets like this. So your records are there real time. So I can easily deal with you. And you cannot go back for another license with the biometrics. Okay, so that is the beauty of all this scientific approach towards an enduring road safe culture in Nigeria.
Okay, permit me to come in here. The courts recently stopped the FRSC from being, as they say, judge and juror. So would this point system take care of that, or do we still have the FRSC giving the laws, enforcing the laws, and punishing the offenders?
In other words, you don't have the powers to impose fines on offenders.
No, let me clear. You see, it's a misconception, gentlemen, and Mopin. It's a misconception. When we are given a citation, that means an infraction has occurred. You are given a citation, and on the citation, there are 2 options. If you want to waive your court right, then you pay. Or you can go to court. It's not compulsory. It's a notice of offense that you have committed an offense. And there are 2 options. If you don't want to go to court, you go and pay the fine. But there again, there are some offenses you commit on the highways. We don't give you the option to pay fines. We are not a judge. And that is why we have mobile courts. We have them, except Lagos, in other parts of the Federation. And we suspended it in Borno and Yobe for now. We have mobile courts operating. As I'm talking to you now, mobile courts will be setting up now. Then you get the citation, do you wish to waive your court right? It's optional. I want to pay fines. You go and pay.
But